Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining the Student World Talks. My name is Lean, and today I will be the host for this episode. So I can already see there's a lot of people here, which makes me really excited. It makes me really happy because I like it when people engage with us and ask us questions because this is truly for you. The Student World Talks is a series of live shows where every episode is unique and different, but it is all entirely focused on the idea of studying abroad. So, if this is something that you want to do, to go abroad, to study abroad, to work abroad, you are in the right place. Every episode, we either have a representative from a university who can tell you about programs, we have students who studied abroad and they talk about their own experiences so they can help you do the same. Or this episode is completely different, completely unique, but I am very positive that it is going to be really interesting for you guys. So before I introduce what this episode is about, I'll just keep it for a surprise for a little bit. I want to get to know more about you guys, who's watching. So if you can just tell me your names and where are you watching us from, just your countries, so just I can say hi to you and we can just have a little bit of fun before starting. So I can see Wasim from Pakistan. Hi, Wasim. Hi, Natalia from Colombia. Hello, Diana. Hello, Cybergirl from Brazil. So keep your comments coming, guys. And just like how you're commenting now your countries and I'm telling you guys hi, I want you to keep commenting the same throughout the whole live uh, by asking your questions. So with our guest, she's gonna come, she's gonna be talking, and while we do that, you guys have the opportunity to ask your questions. So hi, Luisa from Brazil. Hi from Peru. Carla. Hi, Ange. Hi, Amber from Peru also. Hello from India. So thank you guys for taking the time to comment. And thank you for being here because I know it's different timing for everyone. So if it's late for you, thank you. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. Hello, Amira from Egypt. Hello from Uruguay. So now I just want to tell you guys that if you like what you're watching and if you're enjoying the Student World Talks and if you feel like you're benefiting from our information, please make sure to like this video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel because when you do that, you start getting notifications about every live or every video that we upload. So it really makes it easier for you to just be updated and see what we're constantly posting about. So please subscribe and like, and we will appreciate it. So it's finally time now to introduce what this episode is really about. So I know that you all dream about studying abroad, but deep down, some of you might be worried about the challenges like anxiety, being alone, being away from family, culture shock. But today, gladly, we have Andrea, a psychologist specializing in studying abroad. She will be here to give you tips, solutions, and ways to help you overcome these challenges. So, studying abroad can be a sweet experience. There are good things and some things that are challenging, but today you will be able to get rid of all these fears because Andrea is here to guide you guys. So, if this is something that interests you, make sure to keep asking your questions for Andrea. So now is finally time to introduce our lovely guest and bring her on stage. Hello, Andrea.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, how are
Thank
you?
you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. How do you feel being here with the students? We have so many students from so many countries around the world.
Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you very
Yeah,
much for this opportunity. And thank you also for lovely Andrea. Thank you. So kind, so sweet.
thank you, Andrea, for being here. So now we're just going to start by asking you if you can introduce yourself to the
Okay.
students.
Mhm.
What do you do and who you are and what is your job all about?
Okay. Well, as yesterday, I like to start uh, saying that I apologize about my English. English is not my first language, it's my fourth language. When I was young, I lived in Spain. Well, young, I made my university and graduation in Spain. Then I went to Italy. I was volunteer there in Erasmus project and university project, international um, mobility among students from Europe. And then I lived in Belgium. So when I was 30, 32 years old, I started to really learn English. So I apologize, my mistakes, my grammar, my accent, but I will do my best. Well, Lynn, by the way, if you please, if you could speak slowly, I appreciate as well because sometimes I'm not sure if I understand very well. Well, so when I was there, I was 18 years old, and it was very strange. The first migration is always very wow, what is happening here? And there was a lot of prejudice in Spain by the time 1989, 1990. And I started to ask to myself why psychology didn't study this issue. Some people were very, very happy living in Spain. People from different countries, the adaptation was easy and it was okay for them. But for other peoples like me, it was huge suffering all the time. Oh, I miss my country. I can't understand them. I don't understand them. This is my first question. And the second question was, well, I am so different, or maybe they are different. Why? For example, people from Spain, they have this uh, cabreo culture, la cultura del cabreo, always so hard and speaking directly. And Italian were tutta un'altra cosa, was very, very funny and the way of life. And then the Americans. So why psychology didn't think about that? People were different. There's a culture component here. And in 1988, 89, I found the beginning of cross-cultural psychology. We have around 130 categories that help us to understand the mindset of the people. For example, where are you from?
I'm from Syria.
Yes. Okay. So, um, well, it's a joke, right? But I could say years ago, well, I have no clue where is Syria many, many years ago. But I'd love to understand these people. Who are these people? The way of you love, the way of you forgive, the way of you think, decide, communicate. And these categories explain us this psyche of the people. So this is very, very, how can I say that, chirurgic. It's a very special area inside the all areas of psychology. And what do I do right now? I have a company and I help people to go abroad in three different areas. My favorite exchange programs. I love them, and I really believe that they are therapeutic in our lives. It's not just exchange program. Oh no, 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 no. It's a lot of amazing things inside this process. So people that are going abroad for high school, for English course or language courses, college, university. My second area, expat executives from Bosch, Siemens, Nestlé, um, HSBC, Citibank, all these executives, Brazilians abroad and foreigners here in Brazil. And the last area, I I began in 2009. The soccer players, the Brazilian soccer players in Europe. I have some clubs in Europe, some companies, and I help them to adapt there. Yes.
That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Andrea. So, guys, as you heard, Andrea really is an expert with that. She can help you with your transition. She can help you with anything that you are worried about if you want to study abroad. So, I can see there's a lot of questions about programs and things and universities, but for this live we will focus on psychology only. So on the psychology part, like how do you feel, how to overcome fears and all of that. So if you have questions about that, please write them down on the comments. So we have a lot of questions, a lot of interesting questions for you, Andrea, but I won't be the one asking them. Today in this live, we will bring two students who will ask you questions. So the first student that we have is Lisa. Her name, hi Lisa.
Hi.
So Lisa actually connected with us on Instagram, and she had a very interesting question for you, Andrea. So Lisa, would you like to go ahead and ask Andrea your question?
Oh, okay, thank you. My question is how we prepare our mental health uh, to live in a new country with a different culture, meeting new people, especially for introvert person. It's not an easy thing for introvert person to socialize with other people and how they can deal with the situation. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Thank you too, Lisa, for the question. Yeah, this is a very important thing, and people don't used to think about mental health. They think about passport, visa, money, and bureaucratic things. Can I say bureaucratic things? Is
Yes.
it right? Yeah. And airplanes and things like that. But mental health, it's the door when you enter to the program. And mental health is what maintain you abroad. If you don't have mental health, you can't sustain uh, your assignment outside. So this is very important. Well, my job, Lisa, is exactly to work on your mental health. The popular name is cross cultural training. I do cross cultural training to help you and your family or someone that is going with you. But personally, to me, cross cultural training is science. Is science, and it comes from two different backgrounds: intercultural education and cross cultural psychology. And both together, wow, it's amazing because we have two very um, deep sciences that help you exactly where you need. Um, I would say you have meetings in your pre departure time, you have meetings that you do not have idea. In other words, it's like I have a medicine here, I have some drug here that you need, but you don't know. And this drug, this science, is to help you in your mental health. So the first step is go abroad. But the second and most important is to be abroad and to continue your program and your mission until the end, right?
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, that was really interesting, Andrea. Thank you for that. And as Lisa was saying, so what are some tips for introverts specifically rather than extroverts? It might be harder for them to make friends, harder for them to make connections. So, what are some
Mhm.
tips?
Yeah, okay. I really respect the difference around the world and around the people. And yes, I am super extrovert, but there are people introverts. And when we are together, it's beautiful because I can learn with you and you can learn with me. But Lisa, unfortunately, people around the world, they are not so good to accept differences. This is our big problem here, the lack of intercultural competence. So unfortunately, you can't wait comfort or tolerance from the other side. So you have to develop your skills. To me, Lisa, intercultural competence is the art of build bridges. Okay?
Okay.
Well, if I want to build bridges with you, the first thing is, please, Andrea, do not pay attention to the other side of the bridge because I don't know if you want to be my friend. I have no idea if you like me. So I look deep inside, and okay, Andrea, go ahead, go ahead. I want to have Lisa in my life. I want to be your friend. So it's about me, Lisa. It's not about you. So if you are introvert, my dear, it's about you. And you need to develop your skills to anyone. Hypothesis one. Maybe your soulmate, romantic soulmate or friend soulmate, maybe she or he will be introvert or not. Anyways, it's your effort always. So pay attention to the value to the other side of the bridge. Do they accept me? Don't they accept me? And you work in your skills.
Mhm. I think that's a great tip, Andrea. Thank you. It's always amazing for us to develop and change from ourselves, and that's the really good thing about it. So there's just a comment from someone, Jonathan, suggesting, Andrea. I don't know if this is possible, but they're saying that if you can just adjust the camera somewhere else
Oh,
so
yeah.
that we can see you more clearly, because it's a little bit dark. The light is behind you.
Is it okay? It's better?
I think it's a bit better. Yes. Now, thank you. Okay, so Lisa, thank you for your question. The second student that we have today is Maksuda. She also has a great question, just like Lisa, to ask you, Andrea. So, hi, Maksuda.
Hi. Hi, Andrea. Hi, guys.
Hi, Maxuda.
So, Maksuda,
Okay, Andrea.
yeah, sorry,
Mhm.
you can
Go
go
ahead.
ahead and ask the question to Andrea.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is,
So, sorry,
how do
Maksuda,
you
you actually cut off. Maybe can you repeat it from the beginning because you cut off.
Yeah, sorry. Can you guys like hear me better now? Is it
Now
better?
it's better. Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sorry. So I was saying, how do we overcome the fear of leaving our parents behind? Because from like since childhood, you grow up with your parents, and then you have to go like so far away from them, and then you kind of feel guilty for leaving them behind and just being away from them, and you kind of like feel guilty that they're gonna be alone and you're gonna be just so far from them. So how do we overcome that?
Tá, okay. But first, Lisa, if you want to be my friend, please call me.
Okay.
I think that the people there, they have my WhatsApp, so be my guest when you want. Okay.
Okay, I'll call
Well,
you later.
Maxuda, um, the fear of leaving our parents. Oh, we always have this feeling, but it's worst when they do drama. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, and what about us? I will miss you and blah blah blah. Oh, now I got divorced and I will be alone. Do you have this courage to leave me? Especially Latin Americans, they love this drama with parents and kids. But Maxuda, cross-cultural training, it is not only for the exchange students. Cross-cultural training is for the students and the parents. Because if you have fear to leave them, they have fear to leave you. And frequently, the feelings that you have inside is the same that they have.
Right.
The adaptation process, it's not only for the exchange student. This is so unfair, guys. Mm, think with me. When you go abroad, we have at least four people around: the host, the guest, your family, and the agencies, the offices and counselors around the world. For your program really, really work, your parents, they need to be okay. The host, they need to like you. They have to like you. You have to be fine there, and the agencies and counselors, all of them. So the adaptation, it's about everyone, not the students. This is very unfair. Cultural shock, blah blah blah. I don't like these concepts because it's always about the student. But you are not alone in this process. So there are a lot of how can I say, techniques and tools to help people to go abroad with less guilty, less fear, less unreal fantasies or unreal expectations, because again, frequently the students think about dreams. Oh, I have the perfect host family. Oh, really? Do you know a perfect family? Oh, come on, I want to know these guys. Who are them? A perfect family? Where? So there are a lot of feelings you have inside. And of course, in one live or meeting, I can't training you, or I can do therapy with you right now. But yes, guilt is one of them. A letter of gratitude is, for example, one of the tools. They will love to hear about your love. Hey, mommy, daddy, let me tell you, I love you, but I have my life. Papa, I am so happy to have you in my life until today, but now I grew up and I have my way. But I love you always. But I love you. But I love you. But I love you. And this is one of the tools. Parents love that, and I am mother also.
Yeah, so that was a great tip. So, what other tips would you or techniques would you give to these students who are really afraid of being away, and maybe it's their first time traveling without their parents and staying without them? So, this is a great tip. But are there any more that we can share with the students?
There are a million of, but I don't like the name tips, Lynn. I like the name science tools. Um, um, Truly techniques that we know that they work. It's more deep, I would say. Well, but one of them is to ask to yourself, uh, okay, I'm afraid, but am I open to deal with the obstacles? Not prepare. Am I prepared? Of course you aren't. Please don't ask me. Students and parents, they love, oh, Andrea, what do you think? My son is ready to the program? No, he isn't. We never are prepared to migration. This is very, very big in our lives. The honest question is, am I open to live different things, very, very, very different things, and huge obstacles in the next days? If the answer is yes, okay. It's a tip.
And that is great. Thank you. So, Lisa and Maksuda, would you like to ask Andrea anything else?
No, I
No.
think that was great. Thank you so much for sharing that, your knowledge and the tips that you gave us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, girls.
Thank you so much, Andrea.
Thank you.
Perfect. So, Maksuda and Lisa, thank you for being here today and sharing your questions. And we hope to see you here again on the Student World Talks. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, girls.
That was great, Andrea. So now that Lisa and Maksuda got to ask their questions, it's time for other students on the comments to also ask their questions. So Natalia asked how to overcome fear of culture shock.
Hmm. See, Lynn, always the word fear, fear, fear. Um, the culture shock. Okay. Well, the culture shock, again, it is not about you. Well, sorry. It's not about them. It's about you. For example, I come from a very collective culture. We Brazilians, we Latin Americans, people from um, Muslim countries, they're very collectivist. Everything in our lives, it's about relationship, family, friends. Oh, maybe um, my mother, she will not like, or my daddy get angry with me. It's always about the others. Okay. Well, we used to go to individualistic countries, and in these countries, um, the first value it's myself and my opinion. It's not a concern what people will think about me or my clothes or my way of doing. Or so when we arrive in individualistic countries, the loneliness is the first company. The loneliness is always with me, and the first thinking is they are cold, they are selfish, they are very closed. Hey, wait a minute, who who are? Because in this country they aren't selfish, they aren't cold, they are individualistic, and they have this way of life and love and make friends and conquer groups. So understand again the mindset of the people will help you a lot to understand that this is not a personal conflict, but intercultural conflict. And the solution is inside you. How can I how can I make bridges with Lynn or Natalia? I don't know. Natalia comes from where? Do you know?
I am not sure. Natalia, maybe you can tell us in the comments.
So the responsibility, Natalia, it's always mine. It's not about the other. It's
So,
me, my thoughts, my way of thinking.
so she comes from Colombia.
From Colombia. So I can understand you perfectly, Natalia. But do you understand that this is not about the other? Because when we talking about shock, the first thing that comes in my mind is shock. Lynn and I, we are shocked. No, no, no. Lynn, it's okay. Lynn, it's super okay. It's about my values. And I need to work my values and not try to change or to judge everything around me. For example, Natalia, a very, very Colombian phrase. Uh, Um, well, now I am thinking in Spanish. Just a minute. Okay, in English. Oh my God, they are so weird. They are so different. Hey, Colombia. So it means that We Colombians, they are the right people, and the others around the world, they are different. So here in Colombia, we are the rule, and everyone is strange. Of course not. So it's about you. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I think the students also agree with you because we have a comment from Cyber Girl. She says, "We Brazilians are super warm and friendly. It's easy to make friendship with us. I think I'll miss that." So, what would you like to tell her to make it easier for her?
That's the point. Among us, we have the same values and the way of love and forgive and to make friends, blah, blah, blah. But they, the different countries, the individualistic or low context countries, they are warm, they are friendly, and they are open, but in a different way. For example, Cybergirl, it was wonderful. Lee, I was in a training with Japanese, and we know that Japanese, they are very instrumental, they are very introvert, and well, okay, I don't want to use concepts here, but in a very simple way, they grew up learning that the control of emotions is a value, the control of emotions. So they are always in a very linear phase. But us, from Syria, from Brazil and Colombia, we grew up expressing our emotions. And it's okay, it's welcome. When I am sad and when I am happy, and I look at your face, and it's okay for us. Okay. Went when I was with these Japanese doing the training here in Brazil, and I started to cry, telling a story about the tsunami in 2011 with an expat and Brazilian expats in Japan. Wow! And all of the Japanese. When the boss arrived, so how are you? What about the training? Are you okay? Well, we cried, and the boss, were you cried? Uh, yes, in a Japanese way. We felt tears. Oh my. We were crying in a Japanese way. So all of us, we are open. All of us, we have our feelings, but we express in a different way. So pay attention with the words, because sometimes we are judging, but not, we're just judging. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Andrea, and thank you for your question, this cyber girl. So we have Leo is asking if this is an interview. I just want to clarify for everyone that this is we have Andrea here, who is a psychologist, and she specializes in helping people studying abroad and adapting, and giving techniques and helping them overcome their fears. So I just want to make that clear. So keep your questions coming, guys. Andrea will be here to help you, and we will be seeing your questions. So a question here. So the pandemic now also is here, and it brought even more fears and challenges to students who want to go abroad. So with this transition process, it's so hard for them. What are some techniques that they can cope with this? Because there's isolation, there is so many things that are different now. There's uncertainty. There's things they don't know what's going to happen. So how can they deal with that?
Hmm. In the first moment, at the first moment, people were complaining. Oh, I can't go to my school. I can't go outside. I can't see my friends, my colleagues. But the people were inside with their host families and roommates. What happened with the friendship inside the house? They started to grow, and I saw different kinds of relationship inside the families, much better, much better. For example, oh, Andrea, my English is improving so quickly and I don't know how. Well, you are 24 hours by 7 with your hosts and roommates, and this is wonderful. So I am very positive person. I'm always looking for the positive answers. First one. The second one, build bonds. Again, it's about ourselves. I do not believe to build bonds seeing Instagram or Facebook or spend a lot of time with Netflix or so we are isolated, Lynn, right now. Our way of life is very isolated with exchange program or without. So I think that the fear of loneliness it's fashion right now because we are living in this in this way of life. So when you go abroad, use your time to build bonds, real bonds with the people close to you. And it doesn't matter the dogs, the pets. Please make bonds with the babies in your house or in your neighborhood. But yes, it demands a lot of work, of effort, and we are not used to make efforts to build bonds. Mhm.
That's interesting. Thank you for that, Andrea. And as you said, like it is not easy, especially that a lot of students they are scared to face racism in another country or being discriminated against because of different nationalities, different cultures. So, how can students go there and feel safe with their own culture and their own traditions?
It seems funny, but accepting the prejudices, just accepting. It's a good, very, very good comment, Lynn, because I'm Brazilian. I come from South America. And the last 30 years, I was in scientific communities studying and making materials of intercultural learning. And I always say, I apologize. My English is not good. My English is not good because this is true. My English is not good. What I have it's my knowledge, my spirit, my personality. But okay, I have limits in my vocabulary and blah, blah, blah. And people used to say, well, I'm sorry about that. But you, that you come from Europe, you're welcome, and I will translate you. And you come from, I don't know, other countries, you will be translated. Well, we Latin Americans, we don't have a lot of benefits around the world because we suffer prejudices. But it's okay. This is the unfair world that I told to Lisa. And okay, what can I do to accept and change the prejudice? Uh, okay, the things are unfair, and I will offer what I have. And what we can offer, Lynn? Knowledge. Knowledge. Tell about the country. Tell about yourself. Oh, many, many, many times. What kind of authors do you use, Andrea, in your work? A, B, C, D. Oh, how do you know? well, and are you studying English in Brazil? Yes, it's not very common, but yes. So it's okay, prejudices. Because just to conclude, probably I produce prejudice sometimes. And you too, Lynn, and our friend also. Because all of us, when we don't have knowledge, automatically we produce prejudices. So you are not always the victim. Oh my goodness, victim.
Victim?
Thank you. You are not always the victim. Sometimes You are the murderer also. Think about that.
So Akish is asking, I believe that when we go abroad, we need to make an effort to understand the country's culture as well, instead of instantly comparing it to our own home countries. Does that help to adapt better?
Oh, for sure. For sure, because what is valid here, it is not valid there. And it's a sign of respect to accept it. Uh, for example, in you can tell me all the story, the history, sorry. You can tell me all the history of Syria, but I'll never understand like you and your parents because it's your country. And my role here is to understand Syria from Syria, not from Brazil. Because here we are ignorant about Syria and everyone. So yes, what is valid here, it's not valid there. It's a rule.
Thank you. Thank you, Akish, for your question. Carla is asking, I have always lived with my family. Now I'll be taking a program to work abroad and live alone. How can I deal with that and which things I can do in my free time?
First thing, loneliness is part of our humanity. We human beings, we are loneliness. You can say sometimes when you were married, you used to say, we like, we go, we think, we who? You and your spiritual guide, your invisible friend. No, we are individuals. So the loneliness is my partner all the time. For example, there was years ago, I had panic syndrome. Well, panic syndrome is it's horrible. But it's about me and myself. I need to handle with my panic, with my joy, with my hope, with my fears. It's always, guys, always your responsibility. So the loneliness is part of our nature. Second, when you go abroad, this loneliness is special. You know what? Because it's later election. Help me, Lynn. Because you elect, how can I say, you choose, yes,
You
you
too.
choose this loneliness. You're not a refugee, they have an orange passport and they can't go back to the country. um, it's a choose, and there's a time to live this loneliness. My suggestion, enjoy, because as soon as possible the loneliness become your friend, the relationship will be better. People, I don't know, people, they always think, oh, and what about the loneliness? We are, we are very alone.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, that's reality. so So some students are also concerned about language barriers. So some of them are like shy to speak another language. Some of them are afraid they don't want to go there because accents and all that. So how can students deal with language barriers when they're studying abroad or working abroad?
I love this phrase. The the different accent. It's about courage. Have different accent means to have courage. I changed my mind about English. I started to work with offshore companies. You know what is offshore companies?
No.
The people that works in oil and gas platforms
Mm-hmm.
on the oceans
Oh,
and in faraway places. So in these places, very special places, we have 45 people in the training from 45 different countries. So I hear English from India, from China, from Canada, from Australia, from Brazil. So, and then I realized, my goodness, the The effort to communicate in this ship is amazing. And this is the most important. So go ahead, go ahead. You will make mistakes, but the word, this is the um, this is not the most important, but the attitude, the attitude. The nonverbal communication is very important. The eyes paying attention, your little smile, and I can't read. Yes, I understand her. I agree. Hey, Andrea, go ahead. You're welcome here. Ooh, this is wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Andrea, but I can't speak English and I am ugly. It's not your case, Lynn, but some people are. Hello, Andrea. We have Andrea here today, and we are very glad. That when you were a little bit mm, not very welcome, can I say not very welcome people? Yes. The third way to communicate, and I love it, it's about behavior. It's about behavior. For example, I remember my first days in USA. My neighbor, I went to my neighbor. Hello, I'm Andrea from Brazil. Can I help you? And the people, sorry? Yes, can I help you? No, the English was everything. I can do everything. Um, I can help you in your yard with your flowers, with your dog. If you want to wash the car, I can. If you have a group in the church to play the guitar, I can learn to play the guitar. And people, wow, your English is horrible, but you're very funny. And okay, come. In 1 week, I was with a lot of people. The, the behavior, the attitude is, I am here for you. Yes, I am. I am here for you. My language, French, German, I don't know. This is not very good, but my soul is big. It's big, and this is for you. The communication starts.
Mhm. I like that. Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
So, Akish has another question. How to deal with the fact that going abroad entails a great deal of struggle, like being on a low budget, working part time jobs, and more.
Tam, again, Lynn, please. I didn't understand.
So, how to deal with the fact that going abroad entails a great deal of struggle, like being low on budget and working part-time job. So, I think what he's trying to ask is that there's a lot of stress we're going when going up abroad. There is the money, and there's working, and there's studying, and there's so many things. So, how to deal with that? How to balance? What some techniques to do?
Okay, I understood. Thank you. The first element in this recipe, I don't know if there's a recipe, but it's self-confidence, self-confidence and self-esteem. I really know, Akash, what you're saying. I was au pair in my days in Europe. I made pizza in a pizzeria to get money. I was a nanny of one dog, a big dog, a golden retriever. Well, I did a lot of things. And when I look back, I thought, my goodness, Andrea, you were crazy. You were. It's not about crazy. It's really self confidence, self esteem. I'm sure that I am able to move on. And when you have a focus, Akesh, please look at your focus and do not look back. Some people go to the airplane. How can I say? When you walk in this way, Lynn, understand
Mhm.
me? Not walking in this way, but in this way,
Backwards?
backwards. Thank you. Some people go to the airplane in a backwards, thinking, if I have some difficult, Difficulty, I return. No, 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 no. This is not an option. You weren't understand me. When you go abroad, when you choose to make a program, exchange program in university, doesn't matter, expats with their missions, come back. It's not an option. So self-esteem and go.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you. So Sarah has a question. She has the fear of being rejected, and
Mm,
this won't let her move from where she is now so that she can study abroad.
mm. Ay, my dear Sarah, I'm sure that you will be rejected. And even worse, everywhere, not only abroad. And you know what I am saying? Because we are always rejecting uh, our friends, our parents, the neighbor. Oh, look, her dress. Ah, it's horrible today. She's disgusting with this hat. Ah, doesn't matter. For this reason, again, the self confidence and the self esteem. Don't you like me? Oh, I'm so sorry. Bad for you. Really bad for you. And go to the next. There are a lot of amazing people around the world, and you will pay attention. In this one, this is the good thing to do not have a good English because I don't know the bad words. I can say a bad words, but are you understanding me? Thinking a bad word? This is the time. Do not pay attention in this charara person. Tarara person. Well, maybe in Italian. Ma a me scusa, non mettere attenzione in questo cazzo di persona, ma vaffanculo. Dimenticare. O in brasileiro, em português seria. Não presta atenção nesse cuzão, gente. Tem tanta gente boa. I was translating, Sarah.
Yeah, so I think, guys, I'm gonna give you like a little bit of a couple of minutes so that you can ask your final questions because we're coming to the end. And my final question from my side is, what would you say to someone who is in doubt about studying abroad, who's not very sure? Should they do it? Should they not? And why?
Uh-huh. Nice. Okay. Are you afraid? Me too. Go ahead. Are you in doubt? Are you don't you have confidence? Me too. Go ahead. Am I ambivalent? Yes, Andrea, I'm very ambivalent. I have a lot of feelings inside. Sometimes I am courage, sometimes not. Sometimes I have hope, sometimes not. Sometimes I'm sure, sometimes not. Okay, go ahead. Because you will never have the perfect environment and circumstances to go abroad. Because this is not, because it's not about a product ready that you can buy. I told yesterday, because we pay for exchange programs, we have the fantasy that the program is ready. But no, you are paying, guys, you're paying for a possibility to be happy. But the happiness, it's your conquer. It's about conquer, not already products. And it's about you and not the Canadians or Australia. I'm not sure if I go to California, blah, blah, blah. Come on, think about you. This is the trick. Eh.
That was really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Andrea. I think your techniques and not tips, but techniques and tools and everything, everything that you shared were very useful and really, really amazing knowledge. Thank you so much for being here. I think we're almost we're at the end because there are no more questions. But if you guys have more questions to Andrea, you can definitely get in touch with her. Andrea how can they get in touch with you if they want?
Okay, if they want to have my Instagram, the Instagram is my name, Andrea Seben. I am on LinkedIn. I am on Facebook. And yes, guys, if you appreciate our meeting, please go to my LinkedIn, write your name or Instagram, and I'd love to send you maybe how can I say, maybe well, I have some books, and I can send you maybe a PDF or a resume of these books. And one of them is Cultural Exchange, to fall in love and to, I don't know the translation, but it's it's about exchange program to fall in love. Okay.
Perfect. That sounds really interesting. Thank you for giving them that information. And also, you guys can find the contact information on screen and on the comments. So please save those if you want to get in touch with Andrea. And other than that, Andrea, I just want to thank you again for being here and for sharing your knowledge with the students. And we really hope to have you again with us with the student world. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, guys, and go. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. Thank you. So guys, that was it for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. I thought it was very unique, very special episode, and something new for you guys. Something away from universities and programs is just another side of the studying abroad that not a lot of people talk about, but we thought that it's just as important. So, other than that, I just want to tell you guys that the student world, we have a page on Instagram. I really recommend that you guys check it out and follow us there to be updated on our posts and to benefit from our posts because they're all related to studying abroad, whether it was about universities, programs, all the information. And you can also comment there what you want to see on our timeline, and we will make sure to post that as well. So, once again, thank you so much for being here, and I really hope to see you in the next lives as well because this is not the end. We have more lives to come, more exciting things to come, and hope to see you here again. Thank you guys. Bye.